Hello, welcome. My name is Shul, and today in this video, I'll be going over the Euro USD. And I'll also be doing a trade recap that I took today. No, I didn't take a trade today, but I did take one yesterday. So I'll be going over that. So for the Euro USD, so I'm bearish on the Euro right now, right? So if we go on the daily chart, right, we can see that we had just gotten out of a fair value gap. We had just suspected this. What is it called? Bullish gap right here on the daily. So that's like my confluence right there. That's a really big confluence. So today, as you can see right here, we displaced out of the fair value gap. So we had inversed it. And what I really think that means is that market, like, as you can see, we're like really low on the euro. The euro is usually at around 1.4, 1.05. And currently we're at 1.029. So at this point, my like drawn liquidity is this down here. So this is where I expect it to be by next week. And the reason I say that is because if you look on the weekly, right, we had created this low. We had created these equal lows right here. And this liquidity had not been swept for a long time. So I think that we are going to be bearish for a while. So if we continue going down like this, by the end of next week, then we've already swept this. And if we do displace below it, then I think you might go lower. But I think this will be the returning point for it. So I think like after this gets swept, the market will start moving back up to the upside. As you can see right here, this is how it looks on the 5 minute. The 5 minute has just been moving a little bit sideways, but you can see that today it really wasn't gonna do much because it did have a slight pullback due to the daily fair value gap. But now that we've displaced out of it, that gives me a higher confidence to take a short. Tomorrow, you most likely should not take a trade tomorrow. There's lots of news on Forex. There's just lots of crazy stuff happening tomorrow. I think we have a NFP, but I'm not sure how that's gonna play out. Just it's just not good to take trades on news days like that where there's like a lot of red folder news. It's just not worth it. Even if you have like a good confluence. So I say you just wait until Sunday at the very least or Monday, depending on how it looks with the news and everything. But it's pretty good what is it called? Confluence to think of because the daily is just really, really bearish now, especially after that. So let's go over my trade. So I did take a trade on the other day, right? And it was a losing trade. And the reason that I lost this trade was because of that same exact daily fair value gap, right? So on the daily, I was bearish, right? Uh, on the daily, I was really bearish. And as you see right here, no trade today, but on the day before that, I was bearish. So as you can see, we had consecutive bearish candles, and I was like, it's gonna keep going down. But one thing I did not really look into is this daily fair value gap. So if you look back just a little bit further, you can see that we had this uh bearish fair value gap that had just been inversed, and that means that the trend would shift a little bit. But after that, we just swept liquidity and went back down. And I'm not too sure the reason that was, but as you can see, we haven't really swept like uh previous week liquidity just yet. So that's what I think is gonna happen after we sweep this, but it's just not gonna move back to the upside for a little bit. But that's besides the point, right? So we had this uh fair value gap, and obviously the fair value gap on the daily is always gonna have a higher always gonna have higher power, right? And that's what I did not realize. I did not realize this this daily gap. So I basically just did this. So I marked the low. This is gonna be my target, and then on the 1 hour, I looked for a liquidity sweep, right? So we didn't really have anything crazy. As you see, market is really choppy, but we had this right here. So was this actually? So we had just swapped liquidity. Wasn't anything crazy, but it was there, right? And this is also another mistake that I did, right? So I took a trade based off of an hourly gap instead of my regular 5 minute, but it wasn't really much of a mistake because higher time frame has higher power. But when the gap on the hourly doesn't really make it move, the daily is not gonna, what is it called? It's not gonna respect the hourly fair value gap over the daily, which invalidated my trade, making me get stopped. So currently we are on a losing streak, so a two trade losing streak, as you can see. I'm not counting this trade. This one was like break even. I just got stopped break even. I was not supposed to be taking that trade. I believe it was on Sunday. I'm not too sure. But as you can see right here, two trades in a row we have lost. But my goal for this month is to reach 65% win rate basically. And so what I'm gonna do to get my win rate up is I'm gonna keep my same strategy, right? Because I believe in my strategy. It works most of the time. Current win rate is 40% though. So it's like below it's below 50. So I'm losing six trades out of if I take 10 trades, I'm gonna lose six out of six of them, right? And I'm only gonna win about four. And I'm going to increase my win rate by doing more analyzations on the market, right? Because currently the trades that I am taking are kind of blindsided, right? I'm only following my strategy. I'm not really looking for anything else because if you see the trade that I took yesterday, right? If I had just analyzed a little bit harder and looked a little bit more like on the daily and saw this gap right here, then I would have known that this would make the market pull back just a slight bit, even if like it doesn't make the market move back to like a bullish structure. It would make it pull back just a little bit, right? Making my trade invalidated, especially when I'm taking a short, right? And right here, instead, I should have probably just waited until today and waited for this to get like inversed, because now this gap is not gonna get respected, right? Or at least it shouldn't be for next week. So now next week's I have like a higher confluence for my trades, and now I'll be looking forward to this low right here as my drawn liquidity, right? This is where I want the market to move to by next week. And I don't think it's gonna happen tomorrow, but as you know, you never really know. News could go crazy and the euro could drop, or something crazy could happen. You never really know. It could happen tomorrow, but I expect it to happen at least by Tuesday next week. At least by then, to be down here. And then after that, I am expecting the market to move back up because I have seen some news in about the euro, the ECB, right? So how they're cutting rates and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm not too crazy on that, but we'll see what happens. I just expect it to go down here by then. So I'm looking to take shorts next week, and hopefully I get my account back up to 300. Because this is a demo, right? This is my demo before I start my fundits on March, or like basically April, right? So I'm expecting to pass this by next month easily. So next week I wanted to get up to at least 300. I could easily pass it this I could easily get to 500 by next week though. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it starts happening next week. I'll be taking lots of shorts, and we'll see. Thank you for watching, and that is it.